सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। महायोगी स्वामी उमानंद सरस्वती की जय। Friends, today we are going to talk about VED, Lecture 2 in English. Before I begin, I would like to offer my salutations to Bhagwan Nityananda, Muktanand Baba, and my revered Gurudev Mahayogi Swami Umananda Saraswati, and also my humble salutations to VED. When I decided to talk about VED, I thought I will concentrate first on 33 gods and speak about them. Since they are like powers of the Supreme, their need to mortal mankind is essential, is very important. They are important, they are required by mankind. And therefore, the Rishi Munis, the sages who have contributed to VED, have asked us to look upon them as gods. They are like God's powers. And if we look upon them as gods, there is an easier way. We cannot interact with powers. We can interact with the people who have powers. And therefore we consider them, or the Rishi Munis have asked us to look upon these gods. These are the powers, but look upon them as gods, so they could interact with them. Now, before we go towards the understanding of all the gods, it is said that Agni and Indra are supposed to be the most powerful gods of VED, and they are given first priority as far as the numbers, the orders of gods is concerned. They are given the priority. But I would like to start with Guru, because in our path, it is due to Guru that we will be able to understand the VED well. So I thought we will take up Guru first, so that we continue to understand VED and these various powers properly. Now, earlier, the Gurus were earlier Gurus were called Brahmanspati. Later, the same word became Brahaspati. Now, Brahmanspati is Brahman, is the universe. So, the person who has knowledge of the universe. That was Brahmanspati. Pati is the Swami, the master. Then the same word was equal to Brahaspati. It was called Brahaspati. Now, I thought I will just go into some numerology and find out which word is better, Brahmanspati or Brahaspati or Guru. So I realized it. In Brahmanspati, if you make the total of all these, in numerology, each alphabet is given a certain number, a potential. And when we add those numbers, like Brahmanspati, B, R, A, and they are given some numbers. A is 1, R is 2, something like that. So this numerology science leads us to understand that Brahmanspati, if you make the total of the alphabets there, you get 37 number. It's supposed to be a very fortunate number. If you add Brahaspati also, it gives you another one number, which is, I think, 33. That's also another good number. And you can take their vowels separately and add them. You can take the consonants separately and add them. So they give you a good number. But then I realized when I added the number of Guru, with all those 4 alphabets, G, U, R, U, and then I made their total numerologically, and it gave me 17. It's a spiritual number. It's a number of peace and love. And it's a very good number. And it's a number of immortality. So Guru is that particular number, or the word means it's a spiritual number. It is an indicator of love and peace. And it is also an immortal number. Guru is knowledge, person of knowledge. And the knowledge is God. The entire universe is full of knowledge. So I felt I would rather use the word Guru and then Brahmanspati. Especially it might be a little difficult also for people to say Brahmanspati and Brahaspati. So I think I'm going to use the word Guru. Now let us see what Rig Veda has to say about Guru. Now Rig Veda says, first I've taken the Richas. Richas are the various hymns which are written in Rig Veda about Guru. I have gathered them together, and then let us see what each Richa says. The first Richa says, Guru, he is a master of knowledge. Guru is supposed to be the master of knowledge. Of course, it's a spiritual knowledge, but even the worldly knowledge, because that is the way he is going to teach the people how to make good of the world around, whom he is supposed to have made an ordinary disciple, a son of Ushija. His name was Aushij Kakshivan. It is said that the master had made him extremely wise, extremely bright, and progressive. Now, friends, this applies to me also. I'm a student of hardly 55 to 58% of marks in college career. And today, if I see, I have been able to contribute to the world literature with almost 50 works. I've traveled. My thoughts were passed on to the various parts of the world, and all this credit goes to a Guru. All the credit goes to a Guru who sort of uses your energy, uses your whatever little capacity, and multiplies it probably, multiplies it, its potential, and sees that it reaches the world. So somewhere the literature, and it includes Veda, it includes Bhagavad Gita, it includes Jnaneshwari, Shaivism, Kundalini Yoga, and many more subjects. Siddha Yoga also. So here we have, and you take an ordinary person and then polish it or enrich it with knowledge and present it to the world. So this was something which applies to me, so I like that particular thing. So one of the people, one of the saints says, why don't you make me bright and progressive as you have done to the son of Ushija, that's Aukshija Kakshiva. So this applies. So Guru is basically a master of knowledge. Now the second, he is a destroyer of illness. Of course, we being human mortals, and we have our own flaws, and we must have committed some wrongs. Yes, so it finally results into some sort of an illness which we tend to go through. But Guru, if he can use that period to continue giving you some knowledge. Now, if you're not well, I'll give you one example of my Guru herself. My Gurudev, when she was not well, almost for a year, she could not sleep on her back. So she had to sit and sleep in a sitting posture. And Gurudev told me, she used to live in Yashodan. It was close to my college, KC College I studied. I used to run to her. So she told me she would sit up and she kept reading. She completed reading the literature contributed by all the saints known to Maharashtra. Now this was used by her. Of course, she could have said, no, I've got one of my devotee friends who's typing. She's fallen down, Neena Kalyanpur. And she had a fall, so her leg is hurting. She cannot sit for long, but she's using her hands to help me to type my literature, which I am trying to write. So her contribution is there in typing. Another gentleman, Mr. Shirali, he also types. And so the work is going on. So this is what happens if you are not well also. It is used. There is a story in Guru Charitra when a person who develops some leukodema and he goes to the goddess he worships and he says, Goddess, I don't want this. And his prayers were so intense, she manifests. And she looks at him, she says, okay, it'll go, but you'll have to go to so-and-so, a spiritual master, Narasimha Saraswati, who stays at so-and-so place. So he asks the goddess, he said, you are a goddess. And why are you sending me to a mortal? So she says, because gods themselves, if they have to appear in the world, they have to manifest. In their world, in God's world, everything is unmanifested. But if it has to come, appear on earth, it has to manifest. Otherwise, it is not possible for a mortal to interact. So it's very compassionate form of God who comes on earth as a guru and passes on knowledge which is requirement of that particular time, age, century, call it whatever. So he says, you go to this master, Narasimha Saraswati. There are beautiful stories of Guru Charitra. I have put them in English also. Those who wish to procure the copies of Guru Charitra Bodheshwari, which is written by my Guru. There are about 52 chapters with beautiful stories which sort of enhance your love towards a Guru. It prepares you to understand and work with Guru. So it's a very beautiful text if we can read. All right. Now he is a disciple, his disciples, third Richa of Rig Veda says, Guru's disciples never perish. Now, of course, we'll be very happy never to die. But it is, of course, death does come to us, but in the form of liberation. Not only that, the life is made, our life living, becomes a useful thing in the world. We are able to acquire something useful, something nice. We feel the life has become worthy of living. And that is why some creation happens through you. So as I told you, I was able to contribute to VED, to 50. Now if you go into Google's and find out, there are very few who have completed all 4 VED. And I'm almost there. I have another 2,500 couplets and richas to complete. And I hope my Guru helps me to complete them. So I'm able to contribute to VED, the world literature, in some small way. Then he becomes powerful and wise. Not only doesn't he perish, but Guru makes him wise and powerful. Of course, powerful doesn't mean physically strong or something absurd, but wisdom itself is strength. Wisdom itself gives you the power. Because it is through wisdom people are able to appreciate you, look upon you as their friend or master, listen to you if need be. Otherwise, even the family, children hardly listen to the parents. But here Guru enjoys the process of telling the people, and the people are willing to listen to him. So this is the power of wisdom which Guru's disciple acquires. Then they say, goddess of knowledge, you protect the disciple, you protect him against sins. Against sins. Unknowingly we commit. And there are some faults which don't leave humans. Even I tend to carry some wrongs, some faults. And I decide, no, for this one full month, I will not do this particular wrong thing. Say absurd eating or sleeping all the time, or let's say getting angry, kam, krodh, moha, mada, matsar. That is strong desire, passion, desire, passion, krodh, anger, mada, arrogance, moha, attachment, and ego, of course. All these we are not able to overcome easily. Only by the grace of Guru we are able to overcome our defects. So she helps us, she protects us against our sins. She doesn't let the sins be committed by you. And if at all it gets committed, then it is done to save somebody else. Or to, for example, I give you a very sweet example. I'm a bit of a diabetic, so I'm not supposed to eat much of the sweets. And normally when people come to us, they bring some sweets because of spiritual concepts that gods, we offer sweet things to gods. So people come, and then I'm not supposed to eat that. So I have to take a small little bite. And then either I return it, or they very sweetly say, can we take the rest home for distribution? So this temptation itself is withdrawn by Guru. Withdrawn by Guru. It is a temptation. You're tempted, right? So he doesn't say you don't worry, it's your fault. Okay, but I won't let that subject of temptation, the object of temptation be left for you. And then it goes away. So there is an extremely beautiful relationship between a Guru and a Shishya. This is a very beautiful arrangement made by God on earth. Those who wish to procure divinity, become divine, or show something divine through you, present something divine through you, you've got to go to a master. You've got to find a master. It's beautiful. In Jnaneshwari it says, yes, you be like when you cross the door, there is a small little sort of I won't call it, a step which you need to cross over to enter the house. We call it umbartha. It is something which separates the house from the outside. So you need to cross that and go in. So in Jnaneshwari it is said, you be like a particular umbartha, the door path, an entrance to it. So you are there near the Guru, at the feet of Guru, all the time. All the time. Beautiful compositions were made by me on this thought. Of course, they were in Marathi, so I'll skip that now. But you can hear it on my Marathi video. I've sung it. Okay, now we go to the next one. Brahmanspati is a friend of Indra. Now, Indra, of course, is one of the greatest gods of Veda. He is the king of all the gods. But we will now understand him as the political leader, the country's leader in the world. So, saints are always friendly to the political leaders. They meet, and it happens so that someday some saint meets some leader. Because it is expected, even our Prime Minister Modi ji is supposed to be having a spiritual master. Somewhere success comes, thoughts are aligned, your purpose becomes, objective becomes clear. He wants to serve the people. It's a selfless approach which he is following. Of course, I won't go much into that, but what I'm trying to say is, somewhere the leader and the saint, they tend to meet. we have our Lord Shivaji, and then he also met Ramdas, a saint, great saint. So this goes, the Brahmanspati or the Guru is a friend of Indra, that is the friend of the king. Now without the pursuit, without Brahmanspati, without Brahaspati, without a Guru, pursuit of knowledge is not possible. Now last 50 years, I am writing, I'm studying, I'm writing, I'm studying. Now I am probably at a stage with the grace of Guru where I may not need to work. But even Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, so don't stop working. I too cannot stop working. If I stop, the world won't work. So until the end, I have to work. And trust me, friends, the money or the comfort or the joys or the results of work will come to you only if you are working all the time. Don't stop working. If you can't do it for 8 hours as a young man, you can do it for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Do it with a rest, with a break, but don't stop working. My Gurudev used to say, don't be those utensils which are used only at party times and kept on the shelves above in the house. You be a utensil which is kept at your hand, useful for anything there, and then you pick it up, like a spoon or a bowl or whatever. So keep working, keep doing some work or the other if you want good results, financial comforts, joys of life coming to you. So don't stop working. It's very important that we keep working. And he says, Brahmanspati not only helps you to pursue knowledge, but he inspires the intelligence. Now, what is true knowledge? True knowledge is the inspirational knowledge. I'll give you a small example. You're closing your door and you are leaving the house. You are going to close the door behind you. And suddenly one inner voice tells you, I hope you have the key with you. Now, there's no other person around. And yet you hear that voice. And then you tend to check it again in your purse or pocket and see whether you have the key. Yes, that is inspirational knowledge. Then what is there in the text around us? That is information. So, at the intuitional knowledge, when the intuitional knowledge, at that time, knowledge is called knowledge. And when it manifests in the form of a book, this is the world of manifestation. So it has to manifest. When it manifests, it becomes an informative work. So it takes a form. Then it is called Vijnan, that is science. Yes, what is the science of a book? The intuitive knowledge was converted, typed and printed into a form of a book. So what is intuitive knowledge is fresh knowledge. Fresh knowledge. And what is the bookish knowledge? It is the scientific side of knowledge. So whenever we say anything, even faith, even all these words, if they have to manifest, knowledge itself, if it has to manifest, just the word knowledge is not going to get you knowledge. You will have to have in the form of a text, or you will have to speak to a person who has wisdom, who imparts knowledge. So remember, it's very important, very important. Now, not only that, not only he inspires the intelligence, but he upgrades the priestly class of the society. Those who are weighted. That's why Jnandev addresses to the saints. He says, I may be very small in nature, but with the grace of my Guru, Nivrittinath, I am able to tell it to the saints before me. The knowledge of Gita. It's a beautiful text, Jnaneshwari once again. It's available on Amazon, or you can SMS to me and or comment on this, and you can get the book from us. But it is also available on Amazon. It is titled Jnaneshwari Once Again by Swami Radhikananda, Dr. Radhikananda. Okay, now this upgrades the priestly class. So the knowledge is given. There are many priests, there are very many scholars, pandits, who reach a point and then get stuck. We have a great, even in the life of Jnanadev, Sangdev was one of the great spiritual masters, a yogic master. But he was somewhere stuck in his ego. He would ride on a tiger and come to meet. He was going to come and meet Jnanadev. He was riding on a tiger. Of course, it's a great deed, no doubt. But it was like he was riding on his ego. Now, how could a saint dissolve that ego? Jnanadev here works as a saint. He sits on a wall and he makes the wall rise and travel. The wall moves, and all these 4 brothers and sisters are sitting on the wall, and they come to meet Sangdev. Now it's a beautiful story. We must read the life sketch of Sant Jnanadev. We can also read of Muktabai. There are all these books are available. These 4 were great children of God, or they were God's incarnation. It is said that Jnanadev himself was the incarnation of Narayan. His elder brother Nivrittinath was the incarnation of Lord Shiva. Then his second brother Sopan was incarnation of Brahma. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, the Trinity. And of course, Muktabai, his sister, younger than him, was incarnation of Adi Shakti, the female power of God on earth. They are lovely books. Get a hand. I'm sure they are available on Amazon, or they might be available in your stores wherever you are. Or please send us if you need those. I'm sure we could make some of them available to you. Then we go to at that time, Yajna was a practice, a religious practice of gratitude to God. It was an expression of gratitude. The Rishi Munis had learnt that in every little power needed by mortal, it is the decision, the will, the Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti of God. Now what are they? The will of God, the power to manifest of God, and the power to know about the needs of mortal. So all these 3 were combined together, and then God decided to help mankind. So he made a special arrangement. I mean, the priests made a special arrangement. What do I get from I get food, I get water, I get to stay here, all the basic needs. And he, in form of kindling the fire, and in the form of 5 elements, he uses each one of them to offer, like food he offers, or ghee he offers, the milk products he offers, and to show his gratitude. God, yes, we have received. It is so said that some people are logically very careful. They say, if you are going to waste offering so much of sesame in the oil or the ghee, you're pouring ghee into it, why don't you offer it to the people? But it is so said that those who have offered these, in their farms, the sesame has grown abundant more number of times than it used to get produced earlier. Or the cows have given so much milk, the one who has offered ghee. So whatever you offer to God is given back to you in umpteen in abundant form. Of course, that should not be the objective of you when you offer. You have to offer it out of gratitude that you've already got so much. And when you offer it with a gratitude, we are going to offer yajna next year when I complete all Veds, 4 Ved, translations of all 4 Ved. I'm going to have a yajna offered in gratitude to my Guru. And I'm going to keep all my works at her feet. And of course, it's going to be a public function, so I'll be inviting all of you, those who are interested in knowing about Ved. So you could all come. We will be announcing it. It may be somewhere after 29th of July 2026. Because at that time, that's a Guru Purnima day, I may be able to complete all 4 Ved and present it to my Guru. So, well friends, now there's one more thing which is given to you, which all of us crave to possess. What is that? A powerful speech. Guru is able to give you power of oratory. Oratory. How many of us don't want that? We want it. When we say a few words to the children, we want them to hear. When we talk to the people, we want them to hear. So, power of speech is one of the best gifts given by God, by Goddess Saraswati. Out of the 33 gods, and Agni is supposed to be one of the gods. Of course, Guru himself is the one who imparts this ability in you and gives you the power of oratory. Friends, already I have taken 31 minutes. I shouldn't be pursuing, but we have not finished with the hymns for Brahaspati, for Guru. We may continue it in second talk on Guru in Rig Veda. This is Swami Radhikananda from Pune. Please send me your words of appreciation if you like. Thank you.